So this is the million-dollar question, or maybe the billion-dollar question. Apple sees its users turning to AI from Google and OpenAI, and they know they have to do something big. They're not just tweaking Siri anymore. They are rebuilding it from the ground up. And in this explainer, we're going to walk through exactly what that comeback plan looks like.
Okay, so to really get the solution, you first have to understand the problem. And for years, Siri has had a serious identity crisis. Was it supposed to be a real assistant that gives you answers? Or was it just a glorified voice command to open your web browser? Too often, it's felt like the latter.
But you know, this isn't just about making things more convenient for us. This is pure business strategy. Every single time you have to leave your iPhone's ecosystem to get an answer from Google or ChatGPT, that's a tiny crack in Apple's famous walled garden. Apple's big goal here is to seal up all those cracks and keep you right inside their world for, well, everything.
So what's the big fix? Well, it all starts with the people. Apple has put together a brand new, super specialized team to lead this AI revolution. And that alone tells you just how seriously they're finally taking this challenge.
The new team is called AKI. That stands for Answers, Knowledge, and Information. And you got to admit, that name is basically a mission statement, right? It signals a huge shift in thinking, away from just simple commands and towards giving you genuinely useful information right then and there.
And believe me, Apple is going all in on this. We're talking a whole new leadership structure. The head of the Vision Pro, Mike Rockwell, is now running the Siri team. That frees up Apple's top AI guy, John Gianandrea, to focus completely on building the underlying AI engine. They're also spending way more money and hiring AI experts like crazy to get this thing done.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. What is this new Siri actually going to do? This is where we look at the tech that Apple is betting on to power its huge comeback.
This slide shows just how big of a change we're talking about. The new Siri, which will be powered by large language models, is designed to be conversational, like ChatGPT. But the real game changer is something they're calling app intent technology. This means, instead of Siri just opening an app for you, it could actually perform complicated tasks inside your apps, all because it has a much deeper sense of what you're trying to do.
But let's be real for a second. We've heard promises about a new and improved Siri before, haven't we? So it's totally fair to be a little skeptical. Let's take a look at the timeline for this whole project and why some people are kind of raising their eyebrows.
So Apple first announced this big Siri revamp way back at its developer conference in 2024. Now here we are in 2025, and we're just learning more about the internal team pushing it forward. But the rumored debut for the full experience, that's not expected until early 2026. That is a pretty long road.
And this comment just perfectly captures that skepticism. Apple's official reason for the delay is that the AI was hallucinating, making things up. And look, that's a real problem for AI, but this user makes a great point. Fixing hallucinations shouldn't delay something by nearly 2 years. It really makes you wonder what the real holdup is behind the scenes.
So, why is Apple going through all this trouble, all this money, all this time? To really get it, we need to zoom out and look at the massive stakes involved in what's become a global AI arms race. 3 billion. That's how many iPhones have been sold since they first came out. Let that sink in. This isn't just about a voice assistant on your phone. This is about controlling the main way people interact with literally billions of devices and protecting a user base that is just astronomically huge.
When you look at it that way, this is Apple's definitive, a little delayed entry into the great AI arms race. You've got Google, Microsoft, and all these other companies pushing the limits of what AI can do. Apple simply cannot afford to be left behind. A truly smart Siri isn't just a cool feature anymore, it's absolutely essential for the company's future.
Which of course leaves us with the big final question. Apple is restructuring its teams, they're spending billions of dollars, and they're staking their reputation on this comeback. But is it going to be enough? Will this finally be the upgrade that transforms Siri from a frustration into the truly intelligent must-have assistant Apple promised us all those years ago? I guess we'll have to wait until 2026 to find out.